as an employer, one of the issues I face with my workers is their lackadaisical way of doing things, refusal to take instructions. A lot of employees today don't like taking instructions. They joke around with instructions. They don't pay attention to details, and it entirely affects the flow of work. Give a simple instruction, and they come back with lots of errors. Not because they don't know, but because they were not paying attention. A lot of times, they are distracted by many things they do. So therefore, paying attention is too much work for them. Many young ones today don't know how to multitask, but then they want to multitask. And unfortunately, they are multitasking with their phones. So a phone in one hand and then doing something else in another hand, forgetting that they need to really pay attention to what instructions they are being given, pay attention to how the workflow is being done or what commands they need to follow. But because of their refusal to follow simple instructions and the distraction in their space, they end up committing a lot of errors, a lot of blunders, sending in wrong reports, doing things the wrong way, and becomes very problematic. So for me, what I would recommend, or what I rather do, is to deliberately check on how they work, what they work with, and how that intends to affect the total workflow, and how that affects their fellow colleagues entirely. You realize that if you give them the opportunity to explore, they're able to do marvelously well with specific instructions and making them aware that they themselves are not informed about their destructive environment. So one, awareness about their destructive environment, and then being keen on them, giving them the hard way, the hard love to do things, and then creeping them back into line.
What is your advice to employers, other employers, on how they can solve this problem in their own environment?
If you are not a tech organization and you are in the traditional mainstream of work, you should be very particular about what set of instructions you give to your employee. Because again, coming back to the items that take their attention away, things that distract them, their mobile phones, their television, their movies that they watch, their friends, other engagements and activities that are not related to work. You need to let them be aware of what task you're giving them that demands their attention, critical attention. In that way, you are keeping them on their toes to check the distractions in their space. Not every message must be responded to. Not every beep of their phone should be responded to. But here's the case: if you do not pay attention to that, you realize that all the tasks you give them will be just a waste. A waste because they are taken aback by their distractions in their environment. So if you're not a tech organization and you are just in the other stream of businesses, you need to really pay attention to the distractions that your employees have around them in order to be able to enforce what they need to do as your employees.
And finally, what is your advice to fellow employees who will be watching this video?
Employees who are watching this video, take out the distractive things in your environment. Make sure you limit the distractions. You limit the unnecessary distractions that take your mind off work. Today's work is evolving very fast because of technology. there are a lot of things that you need to take into consideration. Else, your little error will affect the whole process. And affecting the whole process means you're affecting the organization. And don't forget, you are being paid. So if you affect the organization, then I wish that such errors will be taken out from your salaries. But then, I mean, that would not be possible. So in order to make sure that the organization in which you are is moving forward, to be able to make revenue, to be able to pay you your bit of salary at the end of the month, you also should be able to meet the demands of your organization. Keep away the distractions, keep away the unnecessary things that take your attention away, and be effective and efficient enough with work. Merci beaucoup.